Well, I am back. I've returned from my trip. Thank goodness they let me back into the country. And despite mommy's dire premonitions and all my grumbling, complaining beforehand, this actually ended up being one of the best trips I've ever gone on. That's right. It's definitely going in the top five. I had such a good time. It was a great mixture of relaxation and activity. Everything was cheap. The food was good. The weather was too humid, but it was still fine. And of course, the company, my friends, they just made it the best ever. My friends are so smart. Like, they know about the sleeping patterns of people pre-electricity and the perfect practices for getting the best periodontal experience, like just random stuff. They're just also very worldly and well traveled, funny as hell, and nice to look at. I learned something every day from them, and I laughed a lot. Let's go back to the inception of this trip, which we were supposed to take in 2020, but then the pandemic happened and threw all our plans out the window. So we were like, okay, let's just do this trip in 2025. All good. We just knew that we wanted to go someplace warm. We knew we wanted to go someplace with not too many white people because, we see a lot of them here. So people threw out different destinations like Puerto Vallarta and, I don't know, Hawaii and then like Tulum. And I was like, no, not Tulum, not Tulum. Tulum is totally played out, and it's all white people now. Somehow I was able to strong arm them into going to Cartagena, Colombia, which everybody was excited about because I guess that none of us had really been there. Well, we're waiting in the line to board our flight to Cartagena. We look at the line, and it's all white people. Like, bros, and like Jersey Shore guys, and like biker guys. It was like really weird. I was like, is it too late to book a ticket to Tulum? Ray was really mad at me. I could tell. I could see. I could feel him, his eyes boring into the back of my head. Whatever. We get on the plane. There's plenty of black people too, so it's all good. The flight is fine, uneventful. We take an Uber from the airport to the Airbnb, and the antics start right away with me disembarking from the Uber. I look out the window and I see my friend coincidentally arriving at the Airbnb the same time as us. So I want to run out of the car into his arms and welcome him. I take a step, miss the curb, and fall flat on my face into a puddle, while my friends look on from the door of the Airbnb and say, way to make an entrance. Well, at least the Uber driver and another nice passerby were able to help me up. And I fell into a puddle because as soon as we landed, it was raining. Once again, is it too late to book a trip to Tulum? Anyway, so at this point, we're stuck in Cartagena. I walk into the house, which is, shout out to my friend Allie, who found it on Airbnb after I threw a shit fit when the house that I wanted to book no longer had availability because my friends took so long to decide on whether or not they wanted to stay there. So I just threw my hands up to the Lord and called Allie, and I was like, find a place for us. So she did, and it was awesome. It was like lavish house with well-appointed rooms, a nice courtyard with a pool, and it came with this lovely caretaker, Cornelia, or Corne, as we called her for short, who took such good care of us. She was so lovely. She made us breakfast every morning, her and her daughter. She washed our clothes. She did my ironing, which you guys know I hate ironing. She was just lovely. It was her birthday one of the days that we were there, so we got her flowers. And we left her a really nice tip. Anyway, I didn't want to be a part of the whole fight over who gets the best room. So I was like, I'm going to sit this one out. And I let everybody else just pick which room they wanted first, which is fine because I usually don't care about where I stay because I don't go on vacation to stay in my room. But I probably should have fought a little harder this time because I did end up in the worst room, which was kind of like in this remote tower far away from the other rooms. And I was sharing room with somebody else who, when she got there, she called it the maid's quarters. So I probably should have tried a little harder just for her sake. But whatever. We spent most of the time in the air-conditioned salon playing Uno. Literally, we're big dorks who like game nights. We went all the way to South America to play multiple rounds of Uno. We did some other things too. We went to the beach, which was not great. We did lots of eating, which was great. Excellent ceviche, excellent fresh fish. Everything's cheap. Our last meal of the trip, we went to this restaurant called Carmen, which I had visited the other outpost that they have in Medellin last year, and it was just as delicious. We did the 9-course tasting menu, and each course was better than the next. The service was great. Ambiance, loved it. Mostly all of the restaurants in Cartagena had really good ambiance. I guess because we were like mostly in the touristy part. I don't know. Cartagena was lovely. It was kind of giving me old San Juan vibes mixed with maybe what I imagine parts of Spain might look like. I don't know. I've never been to Spain, but I'm going February. We were staying in the old city, which is this nice part of town within a wall. Like there's a wall around it. It's like a walled city. You can walk along the wall. You see people like sitting in the nooks of the wall, having their lunch, chilling. That was nice. Everybody was down for Bette Midler movie night, starting with Big Business, but we never got to it because we were playing so much Uno. But we did do a Bette Midler playlist while we were playing Uno. Nobody was interested in the Taylor Swift karaoke night that I wanted to do. But guess what? I was still able to sneak in my rendition of All Too Well, the 10-minute version, Taylor's version from the vault, while nobody was watching. I mean, well, Ray was there, and he indulges me. At the end, he was like, that was a long song. I was like, yeah, 10 minutes. It was just great. It was just good times. It was all my college friends. Half of us went to NYU. Half of us went to Parsons Design School, Eugene Lang at New School. We just reminisced about the good old times and all our old inside jokes. It just felt good. It just lifted my spirits. I was glad to be out of America for just a short time. I turned off all my news alerts. I didn't read any social media. I was just free. The only real complaint my friends had was about all the hawkers and the beggars accosting us on the streets, who they felt were too aggressive. But like, I don't know, I'm used to that because every place you go, there's hawkers and beggars. Like Jamaica, Mexico, Ghana, Thailand, Times Square. Like, I'm just used to it. On the way back, we discovered that the Cartagena airport is trash. We saw some signs that said something about remodeling in 2025, but we couldn't tell if it had already happened and this was the remodel, or if it was going to happen and we just missed the window. It was cramped. It was hot. The only food they had was hot dogs. I was like, what is going on here? I should have known because when we came in, the immigration line was a mess. Thanks to my friend's Chase Sapphire card, we were able to get into the deluxe lounge. Just the two of us. He took me because, I'm the best. And let me tell you, that was an amazing experience. It was like fully air conditioned, there was free food, private bathrooms, nice, good working internet, Wi Fi. It was excellent. I don't think I can ever go back to the regular person waiting area. Now that I've experienced the deluxe lounge, I'm going to sign up for every credit card I can, every rewards program, because I need to be in that deluxe lounge. Anyway, the flight back was fine, uneventful, except for I was sitting next to my friend who got sick as we were leaving Cartagena, and I wasn't wearing a mask. So let's see, approximately 2 days after we returned, I got sick too. But whatever, it was worth it. Cartagena gets a 7 out of 10. My friends get a 12 out of 10. Love them to pieces. So what else have I been up to? Today was my favorite day of the year, Marathon Sunday, the New York City Marathon. It's just good vibes. There's people from all over the world. We're all on the side of good. Nobody is evil. We're just shaking our tambourines, ringing our cowbells, cheering on complete strangers we don't know, but we want them to win. And it's just a good vibe. I went to church beforehand, which is always excellent. I really should go more often. And the choir comes out after the service and they sing to the runners on the steps of the church. It's so fun. So that was great. And then later in the day, because I'm a glutton for punishment, I went to the Nets game by myself because they're basically giving the tickets away at this point. I went on Tuesday night as well with a friend. Tuesday night, they lost. I was like, oh, well, let me go again. Maybe I can be a good luck charm for them. But guess what? No, they lost again. And this is why they are dead last in the NBA. I don't know what's going on. Like, we used to at least make it to the playoffs. Anyway, I'm going to continue to support them because the arena is basically in my front yard and I love Brooklyn. They've got to win once, right? At least once. I also saw the new Yorgos Lanthimos movie starring Emma Stone, Begonia, and it was actually somehow, I don't know, the most coherent. Maybe not the most coherent, but outside of The Favorite, I guess, the most coherent of his movies, even though it was still about aliens. My favorite movie of his is The Lobster, which is where, if you haven't seen it, people go to this resort to find the love of their lives, and if they don't get matched with somebody, they turn into an animal of their choice. Colin Farrell, can't go wrong. We also love The Favorite with Olivia Colman. That was excellent. Poor Things from, was that last year? Everybody loves that one too. So that combination of Yorgos and Emma, I'm always there for. This one also had Jesse Plemons in it, doing his usual hapless loser portrayal. But he was deeply committed to it this time. And at one point, I was like, I know he's crazy, but maybe he's not? Am I the crazy one? I don't know. It was pretty good. This is one that you can stream, not screen. And I give it a Lil's letter grade of a B. That's about it for now, but I do want to remind all my peeps in NJ and VA, the Dirty South, and especially my NYC peeps, to vote on Tuesday, Election Day, November 4th. Remember, your vote is your voice. I don't want to hear you complain about shit if you didn't vote. All right, come back next week where I'll be talking about my latest TV binges And I'll be checking out a one-woman show at Playwrights Horizons, which I usually hate one-person shows, but somehow I bought the tickets for this before I realized it was a one-person show. Bye!